Hello friends and welcome to episode 6 of our Nova Roma lightly modded Crusader Kings III playthrough. You can see from this map we did have some setbacks here in the south, with the alliance system really starting to work against us. However, we did make a territorial gain in the northeast, so all hope is not lost. You can see here that our seat of power is very much projecting all over the Indian subcontinent. We did, unfortunately, in the last episode suffer a few sort of setbacks here and there. Kylanius, now 53 years old, remembers these setbacks. And as some of the folks in the comments have said, I like to think that the victory would be made sweeter by the trials and tribulations of the conquering. We are going to let time play. We're going to let some years, some months pass, replenish our troops, and then we're going to see how the situation presents itself should we have to defend again. But first of all, we have a court event. Burp. As the loud belch echoes through the dining hall, all conversation abruptly ceases. My high shaman Septimus pats his stomach and grins. Ah, better out than in, my dad always said. Various courtiers exchange incredulous glances before my champion Ganapada Diva looks directly at me and exclaims, My Rex, that was wholly inappropriate. Certainly you must agree. Every single one of these decisions is going to give us stress. I think he has to learn proper manners. I think he has to. And then I guess we'll also be working off some stress. We'll be getting our sweaty stench. It is sometimes hard to find the motivation to remain consistent when exercising by myself. I could try to find myself a partner, who then would not only motivate me on bad days, but would also be someone that I can compare myself to when tracking my own progress. What kind of companion would suit me the most? Someone I can look up to, someone to keep me on my toes, or perhaps someone I know I should never aspire to be. Enoditus, 23-year-old man. I think that makes sense to me. We'll have him as our training partner. Okay, it does appear that we can also hold court. We might as well do that and start off the episode on an all-time high. Come in, plebeians. A thin, raggedy peasant stands before me, gawking at the opulence of my throne room, obviously distracted. I call him to get his attention. Oh, I'm sorry, my lord. My village of Nagadipa was hit by blight this year. We lost not only our crop, but our seed too. We have nothing. We shall starve without help. Glancing around my throne room again, he adds, Surely you have wealth to spare. We could do some crop sharing. We can give him the funds to rebuild. I think we'd use our stewardship, our high stewardship, to solve the problem. O munificent Rex Kylanius, I am Rudrambha, and I have travelled far to ask your aid in righting a great injustice. The woman in front of me bows deeply before continuing with a well-rehearsed plea. My brother Rajatala currently sits on the throne of Vengi Chalukya, but I am true and rightful ruler of those lands. If you aid me in pressing my claim, I shall swear fealty to you and serve you loyally until the end of my days. Now my one concern here is... Oh no, that's a duchy. Let me pin that. In fact, let's can we quickly check this out? That would be pretty massive, but I'd want to give it to our... I'd want to give that to our vassal. Now they do have a couple of allies. We could probably take them. That'd be a massive bit of expansion for us, wouldn't it? We do have a truce though. This would break the truce. We don't want to break any truces just now. We're not in a position to do so. We're actually kind of on the back foot. No. Please depart at once. My vassal Baronessa Anurade hurries to my side, her bloodshot eyes searching the assembled court. My lord, I am sure someone in the regnum is out to get me. I have no evidence but suspect Baron Magnus, given his reputation for villainy, comes for my throat. I'll question him. Barrow denies any involvement. Fantastic. And the court is done. We can now get on with the real business of state. We're going to let time pass, let everything replenish, and then see how we lie maybe in a few weeks, few months' time. Okay, so we have advanced a few months. Our troops are pretty much up to full strength. We have a good bit of gold in case we need mercenaries. We're going to look. We do have only one truce. And this truce is in fact with the one faction that we were actually being given something to attack. Now the Chera, I definitely have a grudge against them. We want to make light work of them. Unfortunately, they are part of this massive alliance system. It's truly sort of Achilles' heel. We also have a treaty with them, so that's not in the cards. However, these folks here, we could attack both of them, possibly simultaneously. We could attack both of them simultaneously and take them out of the game. So, declare war for a county. We'll go in and we'll do the exact same here. We'll take that off of them. So we're going to double war. We're doing a bit of a chain war here, which, you know, it doesn't tend to end well. But we're going to try and take both of them at once. That way we've sort of really weakened this section, and we're going to have to look to get stuck into Karnata. They are going to be a true thorn on our side if we don't do something soon. So we're going to let our troops raise, we'll go over the border, and I reckon we'll start trying to wear them down. I think it would be good for us if we could catch each of their armies separate before they combine, so that's going to be the main sort of objective of the early campaign. So I think as soon as we can, we're going to head here and try and take them on. Be very good to catch them early. We're going to catch some of them. I'm happy to catch any amount of troops here. I think it'll be the 800 we catch. The question then is put on them. Do they want to bring reinforcements in? Or do they want to run and sort of let me win? So once they're gone, we've captured the enemy banner. I think we'll burn it out of sheer like arrogance. And I don't think that I am going to I don't think I'm going to go give chase. I think we're going to siege here, try and take the bigger faction out of the war. I imagine they're going to come towards us though, but we'll split our army, we can move them and sort of reorganise should we need to. Barrow Julius Caesar for several weeks. Barrow Julius Caesar's doing some work for us there, you see that? They're fighting each other? No. Yes? They are. They're fighting each other at... Wait. Wait, what? Why are they fighting each other? I'm not following that one. They were meant to be allies, no? I'm not following what's just happened. I'm not complaining. Believe me, I'm not complaining. But I do not understand why they've just fought each other. Really don't get it. Now, we're under siege here, so we might need to do something about that. In fact, let's start gathering an army here to go and do something about that. Let's see how many men we can grab. It looks like we're going to have about 3k. I reckon we should be able to move them. And we've got enough men here sieging just to sort of try and see the duration. So once they're here, we'll combine them. We're going to go try and dislodge them from their siege ramparts. It should be hopefully a decisive battle for us. And then once the sieges here come to an end, this should be hopefully the war in the south over. We are going to manage to capture them, I think. Yep, we've caught up with them. They do have reinforcements coming, but I honestly think it's too late. I don't think it'll actually be a bad thing if they come in here. They're doing us a favour. Let's move you there, help speed up that siege. And then here we're going to go after them, try and finish them off. It says we have prisoners. I'm always down for some ransom. It's always a nice little money-making exercise. Here we can combine those armies and hope that they just sort of stay firm. We're sieging here, we'll leave that main army there. In fact, I think we're going to have to send some reinforcements down here, by the looks of it. Command in here. I think we'll leave it as is. We've got reinforcements arriving, they just have to hold on. Frustratingly, they're very close to actually sieging that and capturing it. So what we need here is these chaps to hold on. I'm not sure if they're actually going to, and unfortunately we're going to lose most of this siege progress, which is the most painful part of this. They're going to arrive just too late. It's infuriating. I think what we'll do is we'll chase them down here with the main body of our army, our professional corps. And then these lads will bring back up to sort of reconnect, shall we say. It'd be nice to take this early and get them out of the war, because I think they could still counter here and probably take this army out. Here though, this is looking to be fairly straightforward. We've captured another enemy banner. You know what? We're gonna destroy this one as well. Okay, we're gonna move back, siege this holding. We're gonna move the rest of our troops up here to help reinforce, and that should take them out of the war once that's over. I was actually, I was wondering if they were going to come back at us. Now, if we besiege there, we can move 1,000 men to siege them. I think we're going to do that. Just need to keep whittling them down, keep them as weak as possible. We're going to have a battle here. Got quite a few folks dying in court positions just now, which isn't ideal. But this has been a fairly straightforward walk in the park. This war's actually over. We can't enforce our demands though, which is strange. Now we can. So the job is done here. These troops will send this way, but this is basically over. And then we'll look to giving out the titles afterward. Children lack guardians. Oh, we better do something about that. Our wife and lover makes sense. Both. Oh, our player heir. Now Atia is very capable in terms of being a tutor. So I think that makes sense for us. We're going to try and end both of these wars before we give any of the land away. Actually, looks like we're going to be attacked here. by the remnants of their troops. So I'm happy to leave this one as is just now. We'll combine those armies into one fighting force. These troops are going to arrive here. It looks like we actually have the edge. Whether the edge lasts or not remains to be seen. You can see it slowly changing. It's fairly balanced actually. What I will do is just end this war in the middle of this fight. The fewer men we lose, the quicker we can sort of go to war once again. We do now have quite a bit of land to give away here though. We could found a holy order. Now I think that will be absolutely massive for us. I think that'll be massive. Now it's going to cost us a lot of gold, but it's going to leave us in a very good position going forward. I think we're going to change the position and give them that here, right on the front. I think that makes sense here. So we're going to give them the castrum of Ananatapur. We're going to set them up there. Leave them in hopefully a strong position. It's going to cost us 1,000 piety and 500 gold, which honestly, completely fine with that. So we've now got ourselves a holy order, which is, in my opinion, massive. We'll grant this to someone of our culture, and then down here, I'm going to grant this one to someone with a decent stewardship who's also fairly content. We're not looking for anybody to be upsetting the status quo there. So we're looking for somebody Roman. So Maximian, he's a scholar, he's content, he'll do. We'll give him both of those, and we're going to wish him the best up there. Now that looks a lot better. That looks healthier, doesn't it? I think what we'll do now is Kylanius would go back to his throne room. He'd sit fairly content, he'd let some time pass, re-bolster himself, and then see how the alliances lie for his future plans. Okay, so a bit of time's passed. Our troops are back up to full health. In terms of truces, we do still have one with these lads, which has just came to an end. We don't have one with the Chera Raj anymore. They do still have a load of allies, 2.8k men there, 1,000 there, so they're untouchable until those alliances end. If we attack them, you can see that they're basically a no-go. If at any point they attack us, we're just in trouble. So Palava could be an option. They have 2 allies. They're going to total roughly the same amount of troops we do. And the Vengi, we no longer have a truce with. But again, they've got alliances for days. I think what we'll do here is I think we'll attack them. And I think we'll try and take this, just to try and strengthen the hold here of our ally. So I think at this point we're going to commit. We'll raise our troops here, and we'll actually try and fight out from our allies' terrain. So let's raise the troops and we'll go across the border. They're going to... Warhorse. Admiring the stallion that now follows my every command, I muse upon what to call him. A name inspired by history. Mythology. The mythological world is rich in grandeur and names of horses. We're going for Belius, Xanthos, Boreas. Boreas I like. God of North Wind. Let's do that. Yes, the god of North Wind. Right, the enemy's allies are joining the war. We want to immediately go over the border there and then probably send an advance. In fact, let's leave one half of the army in our own terrain, and they're only one movement away. So should they come to attack us, we can move quickly to the defence. And they'll keep supply and troop replenishment there. Our culture has discovered barracks. Well, that's excellent. Does that mean we have new buildings available? It certainly does. I'll be damned. So let's immediately upgrade our military camps and get extra levies. Finally got something we can spend our gold on again. Now the 1,700 men there does concern me a wee bit. We know they have enough troops to actually siege us and put up a fair threat, so we'll be trying to keep our eyes open. They appear to be coming to land in our land, so I'm going to send our reserve army back and see where they're coming in. And Lucille has came of age. My daughter is no longer a child. So she is a wrathful, sadistic, forgiving, astute intellectual. Quite a dangerous combination there, I'm sure you would agree. I think what we'll do here is we'll look for a matrilineal marriage and possibly someone with an alliance. So this is suggesting we go for the Thikana of Karampura. He's 28. 19 here. I think that'll work. We'll send that proposal. It'll give us a new alliance in the north, which I don't think is going to be a bad thing. Then we're going to go try and meet them as they come off of the ship, which should give us the bonus. We are going to continue commanding the siege works, and we're sending one of our trusted generals along here to intercept. Now they have recently disembarked, so this should give us a very good nudge during the fight, and I'm expecting a win here. Relatively even in numbers though. See, the battle is fairly evenly set, but we are getting those good rolls at the bottom. Yeah, they're done for there. I don't know if this will be enough to actually weaken their resolve in this war. I guess we'll find out. Siege here's going well. We're at 12% war score. Once that pops, that should be even higher. Going to send these lads forward as a bit of a forward party. We'll send them to siege the capital here. They're going to take a wee bit of attrition on the move, but it should be worth it. We actually continue to increase control. As you can see, we actually have a majority control now, and that's only rising each time we do another episode of this. Now they're back here actually trying to reform. And I think what we're going to have to do here is leave this army here. I'm going to move them back to replenish, and then hopefully we'll intercept them as they come to land again. This is not good. This is not good. So we could end up at war with them again. I mean, they're only going to be digging their own grave there, you know. We can ransom. I'll always ransom, and then we'll let time continue passing. They're actually coming in here, which is excellent for us. I'll move in and intercept them straight away. They're kind of signing their own death warrant here, aren't they? They're trying to run, but they're not going to get away. Surprisingly even fight. What is happening here? Nah, we've got the edge. We've got the edge. Camp cooks have been constructed. We'll go back down here and see what we're going to build next. Naturally, we're going to focus all of our development when we can on our capital. This is going to increase our tax and our defender advantage, which I don't think you can argue with. Back to the north, where the war is in full flow really now. We're managing to intercept the attempt at raiding us once again. We're going to pull our troops back to our own land, and I think we'll just replenish a touch. We're going to ransom again. Nice money-making system we have here. What I'm going to do, split them in half. Send the siege weapons forward. Have them add to this siege force. We keep some men here in reserve who are both replenishing and resupplying. I think, honestly, their counter-resistance to us in this war is done. I think we've already broken them enough. So hopefully it's just a matter of time till this is over. My daughter Octavia has given birth to a son. Since the little one is part of Randolfica dynasty, he should be blessed with a good name. Now this is only the second son I've had born of our dynasty in this entire, I think, like 40-50 year playthrough, so this is something that I'm having to figure out here. So suggesting the name Leo, which isn't terrible, but I think we can do better. I think we're going to go in with Agrippa. Agrippa sounds good to me, and I'm going to commit to that. They are apparently, I mean, it looks like they're trying to go round us here. We will combine our forces and we will go and chase them down. In fact, you know what? We won't have to, because that's the war won. That is I think that's quite a sore one for them, to be honest. It really is. We are going to give this land once again to Comitissa Justina. We'll give her that, and hopefully she can get a little... You know, we want her to be fairly powerful up here, because she is sort of surrounded, and we're not always going to be able to protect her. So she needs to be fairly strong herself. I do think if we take any more land up here, though, it won't be going to her. We'll maybe create a second vassal, because we do not want her becoming too sort of powerful. We have more prisoners we can ransom, and we will ransom every single one of them as soon as we can. But it's saying we can demand payments from our daughter. I don't think we'll do that straight away. Prisoners taken, siege won, task finished. Increase control once again. So do you see what I'm saying? We're just slowly increasing control of our whole kingdom. It's fairly excellent. In 4 years we'll have another Roman province in terms of religion and culture. So that's also excellent. Again, we'll let time pass. We'll see what happens. We need to keep an eye. Oh my god, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. They're getting stronger and stronger there. I think Nova Carthagia is going to be next. We'll build some... I think we should have a trade port, right? Trade ports are always excellent. They sort of just boost economy all over. I really do want to strike back against them, but can we? We've got an ally with 2.6k and 1300, so we'd be quite stretched if we tried that. Here they only have one ally. This is time. Oh, we've still got a treaty. Here, got two allies with quite a bit of numbers here. We could possibly take the coastline, or we could try and take the entirety of it for 750 prestige. I think this might be on here. This might be on. I think this could be worth it. I think it's time. It's time to really make a grand statement up here. And I think the time is now. We're going to raise our troops. We're going to hopefully raise the Holy Order. Excellent. An extra 1,000 men here to help us in this war. That's massive. We'll send the Holy Order straight over the border. We'll go towards the capital. Might not be the best move, but we'll make it work. So that is the Cult of Jupiter, they're called. I like that a lot. We'll see where their troops are being raised and how it looks before we fully commit. Enemy allies are joining the war. Worst case scenario, we can commit some more troops of our own here. It's saying we're going to win this. I'm happy to catch their army with their sort of trousers down at the early offset. It's not going to be a bad thing. I think we'll actually go and intercept them as best we can. You can hopefully go there. There we go. Managed to catch about 1,500 of their men off guard. Our holy order is taking them off the team and sort of pinning them in here. And then the main body of our army's coming in to hopefully tip the tide of the battle. There we go. Massive victory here. Massive. We will be going over here. We'll be placing forces here to siege and then chasing down. 5,000 men here. In fact, you know what? Let's go take care of this army. Let's try and weaken their resolve once and for all. We've now discovered... Okay, so our culture is now truly advancing at quite an exponential rate. We're making discoveries constantly. I think they're trying to combine their armies here. And I'm hoping we can run them down. Catch them here, it looks good. We're now get the Casus Belli. Licinia comes of age. Proud to see my daughter is no longer a child, but as an adult. Licinia. She does sadly have a stutter, but we can make it work. We're going to go for Matronio again. Alliance power. I don't think we want that because they're like our main... Like, we want to take them over, not ally them. Here he's 27. He's way up in the north. That'll do us. Anyway, we'll win this battle. We'll go down. We'll start sieging them. That's the plan here. I think they'll be truly weakened. So we're going to split you lads in half. Half of you are going there. Other half's going to go, I guess, to the capital. And we'll try and hopefully see this war out now once and for all. We'll leave it as is just now. And we'll focus on our own wars, our own strifes that we have right in front of us. Okay, there's a lot of enemy alliances forming here around us, but this is what happens when we're sort of expanding at our own will. We are sieging here though, and what I would like to do is try and catch as many enemies off guard here as we can. What we'll do... Nope, we're catching them now. Go straight after them. In fact, see, honestly, I'm happy to allow them to sort of combine. Now this war, what's the numbers looking like? 3.6k, 4,800. We do still have the edge, we just need to try and stop them from forming up into one cohesive army. That's when we're going to have problems. We're about to siege this hold, and as soon as that's done, I think we'll need to withdraw and sort of try and combine, because that's exactly what they're doing. They're combining there as much as they can. We've got troops coming from all over the place to sort of join up into one grand army, so we need to keep an eye on that. Another enemy ally has joined the war, but this may also be our allies' war, so there is that. We're going to move the troops here. I'm going to move them over to the north, and we are going to have to keep an eye here. We truly are, because they could move and counter any one of these sieges. There's a little bit of distance between us, so we're not going to be too quick at reacting, so we do need to stay on our toes. Are they going to come and siege this? They've got 2.5. Yeah, they've got about 3k now. I think they're coming for us. I think we're going to have to move our armies together. Yep. Well, they're coming in. We are defending in the main battle. We also have a stewardship perk. What a time. We're going for honoured to serve. Then we'll have administrator soon. This is going to be the biggest battle of this war, and I dare say this is going to set the tone. So, we initially have the edge. Our reinforcements are en route. They have reinforcements coming for days. They've got another 3,000 men to arrive. You can see the balance is truly tipped. But we have 2.5k coming in. They have 1,500. We need to hold on. Right, it's an even fight right now. This is a very even fight. Luckily, our heavy infantry are now starting to get stuck in, and you can see the enemy's numbers dwindling. Lots of wounds popping up at the bottom bar. You can see that our champion Titius is truly putting in some work. And our champion Devanayaka has been injured sadly, but he'll be fine. He should get the best medical sort of treatment that one can receive. And we've won the biggest battle of this war thus far. That's a massive move. We're going to leave besiegers here, and we're going to move some troops to the north. We can ransom once again. I'll always ransom. I'll take that free money. And we've once again increased control. So we've pretty much got control almost entirely in our south. We should probably start helping our ally in the north. And we're going to send our troops forward. Start trying to siege the second holding, because this one's almost over. 90% war score we're on. We're about to catch their army with their trousers down again. And another massive battle here. You know what? The war's over. I'm happy to enforce this as quick as we can, and then get the troops disbanded. That was a very, very, very large war there. That's a massive bit of territorial gain. We've almost joined up the north and south. Almost. Okay, in here we do have, I think, 2 new provinces to give away. Who's this fella? This is a child. I will demand your conversion. Should you convert, I will give you the rest of the land. How's that? He said no. Okay, in that case, this is going to go to someone who's zealous, that will now border him and probably act as a bit of a threat. He brought this upon himself. So, in terms of stewardship, we want someone with high stewardship who's zealous. So, down here, we're looking for someone who's Roman. So, there we go. Marcus. Strong name. He is sadly slow. He is slow, but, yeah, we'll give him a chance. There is someone called Romulus. Romulus Meridius. You know what? You can have that land, definitely. There you go, friend. Young, up-and-coming commies there. We can ransom him for 100 gold. We'll do that every day of the week. We're looking really good here just now. Looking really good. I do want to disband our troops, but for some reason it's not letting me. I think it's probably because they're moving. So they're gone. Okay. We're 59 years old now. We're at the greatest territorial expanse that Nova Roma has seen. We just need to now choose our moments. Got another ransom given to us there. We can upgrade here, our barracks. We're going to absolutely do that. The stronger our capital, the better. Our capital should always be our best holding. Now in here, we just need to keep an eye on the alliance system. So, 1900 they have there. 1200 there. Should we get up to full strength, I think we could take this back and sort of try and settle the borders. We do need to sort of replenish some troops before we make any big moves here. Task finished. Once again, increasing control. It's just coming together for us here. We're going to continue there and try and get this section under control. Oh, these troops are still raised here. Let's unraise them. We can now hold court. We'll be doing that straight after we have some fun with our horse. As I make my way to the stable, I am greeted by the happy neighs of Boreas. He seems eager to stretch his legs in the beautiful weather, and I could do nothing but agree. The day's too fine. Yeah, I think we'll go for diligent training. That's what makes sense. And then we're going to hold court. We'll once again listen to the cries of the plebeians. My Marshal Comitissa Justina and my steward Commes Rufinus stand in front of me, bickering, as usual, about the best politics for our country. War is the only way to make a country rich and powerful, states Justina assertively. Only in peace can a country grow and prosper, retorts Rufinus. This time, however, they expect me to take a position. Our people are proud warriors, not cowardly peasants. Only peace can bring us prosperity. We do what I decide. I think that's a very self-centered approach that Kylanius would take here. I think that's straight down the middle. My guest Britannicus approaches my throne with a smirk on his face and bows deeply. Greetings, your majesty. During my recent trip to the Kolotunkid Raj, I learned some fascinating tidbits about several of Raja Kulo's subjects we'll go with. I would be happy to share these with you for a price. Yeah, rumour monger, leave. Not interested in you. Perhaps if you wanted to give me them for like a title or something, I'd have done it. In a brief moment of silence, I see Commes Vikram Bahu winking before realising that it's his turn to speak. My liege, he says, giving him some precious time to finalise his thoughts before continuing. Smiles and laughter are a great indicator of a lively court. Thus I have a suggestion for someone who would make a great jester to entertain us, who could come to visit. My liege, if I may, Baron Mattia speaks up from the sidelines. A jester will ruin the sophisticated air of this court and replace its refinement with crude, infantile humour. I think we'll look into this another time just now. And court is done for now. We resume once again. The Vienna has come of age. Now this is truly our dynasty of daughters coming to age and coming into their own. So here we're going to find her a good husband. Now she is a forgiving, just, chaste scholar. We've got a load of scholars here, don't we? So I think we're going to look for that, and we're going to look for scholars. Be great if we could get someone who's also intelligent. So he's Roman. Alexander is Roman. That makes sense. Let's have like a strong scholar root in the family. So she's obviously wanting to marry to someone sort of intelligent who can sort of further her. So we're going to happily marry them together. We maybe should go and help our ally here, but how far away is it? Oh, come on. I'm not going all the way up there, I'm afraid. There's no way. You know what, Chera here, I think it's time to seek. I think it's time to seek revenge and retake the holding down here in the south. So we're going to immediately go over the border and do that. We'll go straight for their capital. We're going to hire the Holy Order once again, who are still hired by us, may I add. They're still hired by us just now. Excellent. And we'll raise all of our armies. We're going to go straight over and commit. Let's go. Big battle we're having here. Grudges cannot be forgotten, right? Enemy allies are joining the war, that's fine. We're hopefully going to go catch these 500 men off guard. Just damage the enemy's sort of combat prowess and capabilities. And we have caught them. This should be a pretty steamroll of a defeat. Sorry, victory I should say. Steamroll of a victory. Here we're sieging. I think what we'll do is we will combine here, split our army in half, take half of our troops and move them probably over to our own land here, just so we're not stressing the supply. We did capture combatants there. I will ransom them straight away because money is our lifeblood. Are they coming into land? Yes, they are. We're going to dispatch our 2,000 men, half of our sort of legion. We're going to send them south to hopefully intercept them and make them feel fools. What I may do as well here is leave enough troops to keep sieging, and then we'll just try and overwhelm, take them out once and for all. They're actually running. They're actually running away here. I think what we'll do is we'll combine our troops. I'll split them in half. And then I'll split them in half again, and I'll take half of them back there. Then these chaps can be combined and we'll continue chasing them down. This is probably the largest contingent enemy forces they have, so if we take care of them, that should sort of neutralise the biggest threat to us. We've managed to take this holding. We'll combine these armies here right on their border, and we'll go try and take the only other holding that they have. It's just a matter of time. We'll go and continue chasing them down. Commies Paulus has approached me, claiming he has discovered who has behind the murder by my acquaintance Projecta. I'm not sure who that is. With everything he knows, including names and evidence, in exchange for the details of another secret I know. Yeah, I don't really care. It doesn't mean too much. There's going to be intrigue in large kingdoms like this. It's just what happens. Happy to keep chasing them down. Luckily, they've been caught by one of our vassals, and we're going to move our troops in to hopefully assist, which is going to be a good time. Let's go over the border and see what they've got here. Start pressing the siege there. Our troops are in. We've taken care of them here, thanks to our help from our ally. We can then move our troops up here to our border, and they can just stand sort of guard. We've began sieging here. Hopefully this isn't going to take too long. We're at 71% already. I don't think they've got much more to offer here. I think their true resistance is about done. This siege here is about to draw to a close, and that will bring this war to an end. That's probably one of the most satisfying wars we've had. We bring that to an end, and we restore. Look at us now. This is the greatest territorial expansion. This is the greatest territorial hold that we've had. We've increased our hold up here in our northeastern enclave. Our actual reach in the mainland is substantial now, I would say, and we're getting very close to another Roman county in religion and in culture. We're in a great position. We've got 5.2k, and we have a holy order. We've never been in such a healthy position. Never. We do have this province back. I think we're going to rename this now that it's been taken. And I think what we'll do is we'll combine this name with the name of our daughter, Atiapuram. We'll combine it with some of the local culture. It's a nice balanced name. So we're going to customise that title. The city's now called Atiapuram, after our daughter and heir. I think what we'll also do here is grant this land to Kylanius. We're going to get Kylanius into our court. I'm then going to grant him this title. He's not of our religion. Well, we're going to change that. Madness. Absolute madness. Now we'll give him this title in his mother's name, and we'll allow him to sort of... You know, he's potentially in our line of succession, so we're going to hopefully allow him to make a bit of a name for himself here. Now, we'll negotiate an alliance with him because he is our son, after all. And now we need to appoint a new spy master, which we'll do immediately. Now, our Chancellor and Barrow Julius Caesar as our... He's our Chancellor. We don't really have anyone better, so I think we'll go in with Comatissa Ulpia. That works. And I think here's a fantastic place to stop. Look at this expansion this turn. Our army's in the best state it's been, our economy is thriving. We are slowly, but surely, making gains here in terms of religion and culture. We've almost got the full of the Isle now under Roman culture. And my friends, we finish here for this episode. As always, I am happy for name suggestions. I'm happy to rename towns and cities if you have any ideas, some temples. And I just welcome anyone's input and thoughts. I do appreciate the comment on the last episode regarding getting some commanders over here to our culture, but I'm trying my best not to metagame too much. Or at all, really. But should it come to a point where we're trying to entice people, I think it would be fair that Romans would offer, barbarians on their border, perhaps some land, some concessions if they were to convert to their ways. So that is something we may look to do. Until the next one, my friends, goodbye for now.